Hey, this is Mike over at Cougar Chemical. Tom brought us over a motorcycle here. It's kind of filled up with some swirls and stuff like that. We're going to see if we can polish that out and bring it more presentable. He rides this thing. You do like cross-country tour, Iron Butt Club too, right? So this ain't no garage princess. This thing gets run. So what I've decided to use on this, the swirls are pretty light, and we got all kinds of luggage racks and chrome and stuff like that on there. So I'm going to use the Rupes Nano cordless that I can get into all these little nooks and crannies and reach more stuff without taking this whole bike apart. Hopefully we can make it pretty presentable with that. Because we've got plastics and leather or stuff like that, the only polish I found that doesn't stain plastics and leather and stuff like that is the Optimum Intensive polish. You can actually polish black plastics with it. I got me a Series 3000 pad washer, so I'm not reintroducing contaminants back into the paint. So in between each body panel, I'm going to wash that paint. And then before we do anything, I've got me some waterless car wash from Cougar and a clay towel that we're going to use to decon it. So that's what we're going to do. Let's knock it out. Even with a brand new pad, I like starting with them a little bit moist and making sure that they're clean. So I'm going to go ahead and pump some fluid in there. I do have a little bit of Sabre tire and wheel cleaner, just a real little bit, just to break up the surface tension on it so it'll release that gunk. At a real low setting on the polisher, I'm going to run that over the ribs here to get it clean, and then I'm going to crank it up all the way to 5, and that'll dry it out. That's where I want my pad to be. Okay, just to decon it, I'm just going to use our wireless car wash. It has plenty of lubricity to use with the clay towel. Just wipe it on, just real glide, and I don't feel really anything sticking to this. If you did feel anything on here, it'd feel a little bit like sandpaper. You'd hear some grit in it, and I really just don't. So I'm just going to do a real quick light pass in case there is something on there, but you can tell he washes it. And I'm going to just wipe it off. Just making sure I don't have anything in there that I'm wanting to grind into that paint. I'm going to put 1 squirt of the intensive polish on that pad. That'll be plenty enough for any panel on this bike, maybe too much. All right, when I'm running this, I'm going to make my initial pass and go 50% overlap at a pretty slow pace. And one of the nice things about the Optimum polish is it cuts pretty much until it disappears. So I'm just going to do a crosshatch pattern, 50% overlay at a moderately slow speed. And me, I got to tell myself to slow down. I always want to go too fast. So one of the things I like about this Nano is it'll get right up into the edge and let me get into these tight corners. But something else too, there's this string of rubber. And I'm telling you, if you ever got wax on that rubber like that, and it can't get it out. So if you look, the Optimum polish just wipes right off of the rubber like that. All right, so since we've got this thing polished up, for ceramic, I like that on daily drivers. I've got a Corvette. I don't have ceramic on my Corvette just because it's a garage queen. It doesn't need that much maintenance. But Tom runs this thing, so I'm thinking of the Cougar ceramic. 10, 15 drops will probably do just about every painted surface on this bike, and he'll really not have any maintenance on it again for his. I mean, it'll wash so much easier. So basically, on the Cougar ceramic, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put 5 drops right there on the leading edge, and that will probably be enough to do the whole bike. And I'm just going to work it in. And when that dries to an 80% flash, I'm just going to wipe it off. And that'll lock in all that, all that polishing we've done. It'll lock it in, and for the way he treats this bike, this will last for years and years and years. So the ceramic coating is actually going to be harder than the paint. It is essentially a liquid quartz crystal that I'm putting on here. And once it cures onto the bike, it'll probably last a good 10 years on this bike. This particular coating is rated for a year, but on a garage kept vehicle like this, it'll go a lot longer. So it's hard to see, but you can see where I've put the ceramic on there. It's got like streaks, and what I'm looking for it to do is dry to about 80%. Once it's dried about 80%, nearly no pressure on the bike, on the surface, and just real gently wipe it off. And all I'm really doing is knocking down the high spots.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm here with my 2015 Harley Davidson. 10 years old. It's been in 47 of the 50 states, and it was getting kind of dull. And I was talking to Michael, and he thought he had a method to get it fixed up. So, and he's done a great job. The parts he's done really do look good. The toughest part about keeping a bike clean is keeping it washed and keeping the towels and stuff that you use clean. A dirty microfiber will really put a big scratch on your bike. I just want to say thanks to Mike and Zach at Kruger Chemical for doing a great job. The bike looks brand new.